Hi, my name's Bea. And I'm a messy person. Well, kinda. I really struggled to keep my room clean throughout pretty much all of my childhood. My room was consistently the messiest in the house, no matter how hard I tried to keep it clean. I just kind of got to the point where I accepted that this was how my room was always gonna be. How I was always gonna be. But then I got to college, and I was able to keep my dorm so much cleaner. Now, was it still a mess a decent bit of the time? Yes, of course. Just because I moved away doesn't mean I just completely changed something that had been affecting me my entire life. But it happened mainly when my life was more of a mess. When things were much more stressful and chaotic. And for the most part, I was doing much better than I had been before. Well, now I'm back home for the summer. Actually, I have been for I don't know, I want to say 2 months now? That doesn't feel right. That's wild. And I feel like most of the progress I made in college has been backtracked. I only have so much time left here. I want it to be a time that I can actually enjoy myself in my own room. In my own house, even. I feel like this has just been like a silent stressor in the back of my head for so many different reasons. Not only has it been super daunting to fully unpack from college, but I also switched rooms a few different times. I used to be in a garage turned into a room, but now I'm up in our loft area, so I'm having to go through all of my stuff and figure out what I want up here, what I want to keep down in the garage room, and rebuild an entire room, which is fine, I don't care. I opted to switch to this room because I wanted to have sunlight and a window, but it has made things a little bit more stressful trying to figure out what I want where, especially because this room is just so much smaller. So, here's to finally cleaning my room. And in the words of Laura Jean Covey, my life was a mess, but I could clean my room. So for starters, we're going to talk about some of the areas of my room that need to be focused on and need some help. I made a list of them in my journal, so that way I can go through and check off all the boxes as I go with some individual tasks underneath each. As you can see, I made it all very nice and pretty and cute because that's just what I like to do to make this kind of stuff more fun for me. The first one is my bed. I need to wash my bedding, to make my bed, pick out what plushies and pillows and all that kind of stuff I want on my bed, and I need to specifically get a different pillow. I don't know how well you can see this, but there's a hole that is purely the stuffing of my pillow. Sometimes I will wake up with that next to me, so I need to find a different one somewhere in the house. Also, that pillow is just really lumpy. It's not really that comfortable. Anyways, the next area that I really need to focus on is clothes. I have pared down quite a bit, especially because of having to move so much. But I do also have a thrifting problem, but here we are. So, as you could probably see before, I have a lot of clothes just sitting around on the ground. I need to wash those clothes, put away the clean clothes. I also have a bin of clothes that's sitting over there that is full of clean clothes from a few laundry loads ago that I need to fold and put away. And once I'm done cleaning the currently dirty laundry, I will fold all that stuff and put it in my dresser over there and on my clothing rack. I also, in this room, have a table. It's right there. Since this is already up here, instead of bringing up my desk from downstairs from when I was in the garage room for a little bit, I am just going to use the table as a desk. So for the table, the things that I need to do are clean off the surface of it, set up that desk area, set up my PC area, and rearrange some of the chairs. But yeah, so that's what I have to do for the table area. The next part of my room is my art shelf, which is right there. I need to not only organize this shelf, but also figure out what I want to bring upstairs to have it be with the rest of my art stuff. Then we have my bookshelf, which right now doesn't have very many books on it. So essentially for my bookshelf, I am just organizing my books and journals and everything that's on it and dealing with this top area up here. Lastly is just dealing with the rest of the floor and doing like actual cleaning stuff, like vacuuming, dusting, wiping things down, whatever. Then after that is decorating, which is the part that I am probably for obvious reasons looking forward to the most. If you haven't been able to tell already, I have a very maximalist, very colorful style, and so I will put a lot of things on my walls. And I'm excited to be able to do that up here because I feel like I haven't been able to have a more permanent place for a lot of that stuff since going off to college and switching rooms in this house like musical chairs. So I think that it will be very, very fun, very therapeutic for me. And here are some examples of some of the past decoration that I have done in some of my other rooms. They're not all the best quality, but just to give you an idea of what typically my walls look like, I really do just stick anything and everything up there that I like. So that's all the areas that I want to cover with cleaning my room. But there are some goals that I also want to come out from this, because if you are catching on by now, I like to have something I'm working towards. My goals this time around are obviously cleaning my room and decorating my room. Like I said, I feel like those are two pretty self-explanatory ones based off of what I've already talked about. But I also want to create habits that I can actually sustain. Like specifically creating the habit of being able to keep my room clean once it is clean. Because I feel like I did a much better job of that in college than I have since moving back home. So I want to create a healthier pattern of being able to keep this up. And also I want to make a functional living space for myself. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with the other goal that I just said, but just making sure that my living space is a place that is both pretty but also practical, so I can keep my room clean for longer. And finally, I also have another goal for myself that's kind of in its own standalone category. Like how I said in the intro episode, I am on a time crunch. I'm trying to get all of these things done in a relatively quick amount of time, but I don't want that to stop me from actually getting it done and doing it well. So I have set myself the next week to work on my room, which could both be too short of a period of time or too much time. I have always taken a very long time to clean my room, so I'm giving myself a few extra days than I would logically for the time constraint that I'm under, but it's also still a very short period of time based off of my past experiences with how long it takes me to clean my room. So we'll see how this goes. I'm specifically saying 1 week though, because I am currently house and dog sitting. As much as I can be here throughout the day, I am currently living somewhere else. And I want to be able to come home to a clean room and just feel like I'm able to breathe, you know? Like, I feel like this has been plaguing me for so long. So that's pretty much my game plan for this next week. Here goes nothing. Okay, so to start off, I am going to go grab my bed sheets and all that stuff and throw it in the washer real quick. So now that my bed is bare, as you can see, I need to go through all of this and get all of the clothes and start putting away the clean stuff and putting the dirty stuff in my hamper, which is currently full of clean stuff, so I need to do that first. But that way I can stick all of that in the wash after all of my bedding is done. I changed into comfier clothes. Yeah. I have finished for tonight because this was just the first day and I had to set a lot of introduction stuff straight. I have only done so much tonight, but I feel as though, well, maybe you can't really see a difference, but I can see a difference. I can see more of my floor, and that's progress. And I found a new pillow, one that doesn't have a rip on the side, but yeah. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow. I am going to go eat some food and watch some YouTube. Good morning. It's the next day, and I am going to start off with putting my bed sheets back on now that they're all clean. And then after that, I'm going to bring back up my now clean laundry and put it all away. Well, now my bed's made. I am going to be bringing up the rest of my laundry and putting it away, but hey, pretty much first section done. On to laundry. But first, snack break. So I fear I made the mistake of laying down and I took a nap. But I still have lots of time in the day. I can still get a lot done. We're gonna go work on the table next. I made it in art class this past, well, I guess technically first semester, not this past semester, but I like it. I'm not gonna throw it away. I might just put it downstairs, or if I can find a place for it in here, we'll see. Officially finished my table. So here is the setup. I already turned that on and made sure everything worked, so for now it's off. But then I also have this area over here to do all of my art stuff. There's like wires and stuff, but that doesn't really bug me. And then if I want to, while I'm doing art on that side of the table or like journaling or doing whatever, I can turn my PC monitor around and watch stuff on it if I want to, or like if I need to have like a reference photo for something. So yeah, and then I moved this lamp that was over there and moved it over here. So yeah, we're making progress. Hi, it's the next day, and the first thing we are going to start off with is working on my bookshelf. I'm going to gather up all of the books from around my room and compile them, and also take everything out of the bookshelf that's currently in there, so that way I can have like a clean slate to reorganize everything. But yeah, let's get started. I finished up the top few shelves of the bookshelf. I have all of my journals and a few sketchbooks in here. I have all of my books that I want up here, right here. And then I have some Shakespeare plays and my Bible right here, as well as this cute little color changing cloud light that I have. So yeah, I don't have anything down here yet. I don't know what I'm gonna put there. We'll see. But for right now, my bookshelf is done. I still have to do some more with it later, but I am going to move on to tackling some of the stuff on my floor just to start to get it out of the way. I'm gonna be picking up like trash and sorting through some of these bins to figure out where I can start putting stuff. And then after I have some more space on my floor, I'm going to work on my art shelf. Let's go. Some Clorox wipes because I found some gross brown sticky stuff at the bottom of some of the bins, but I have made some progress, specifically right here. I have a bunch of my different types of paints and pigments and all that kind of stuff, and paint markers down here. And then I have left this one pretty much the same because I can't really fit much there. I'll probably add to it, but it's just colored pencils and oil pastels. And then for right now, this is where I'm putting all of like my ribbon and yarn and all of that. But yeah, back to cleaning. How long has this been here for? Hopefully that wasn't blocking anything. Anyways, I've pretty much finished up my art shelf, besides just a few smaller things, and if I decide to bring anything up from downstairs. But I also have this bin tower right here, and I already went through, as you saw earlier, and put in, hold on, you can't see, and put in magazines. I transferred them from a different bin to one that fits this thing, and I'm about to do the same thing with these stickers. But I also have some washi tape in here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that because I want to organize this bin to be a little bit easier to look through, because right now it is all just thrown in here. So we will see how I'm going to do that. But that's what I'm working on right now. I just finished sorting through my washi tapes, and I just finished organizing my sticker drawer. So I am going to go take a dinner break, and then after that, I will get back to finishing up my shelves. So it's the next day. I actually had to cut last night short because it started storming, and I had to get back home to the dogs that I was house sitting so that they weren't freaking out before it got really bad. But I'm back today, and I am going to be hopefully wrapping up the good majority of things and even potentially starting to decorate today. We'll see. I will say I did kind of come to a standstill yesterday a bit before I ended up having to leave. I looked around and I saw all of these loose ends and didn't really know what to do with them. So I took a break and I came back and I made this list of just a bunch of different things that I could do off camera. Some quick and easy things like bringing the dishes down and getting a new trash bag, stuff like that, just so I could kind of regain momentum and help myself not feel so stuck with all these random piles on my floor. Because I feel like I get to a point where I am done cleaning so much, but there's still so much left to do, and it's all stuff that doesn't really have a place, or it's a bunch of little things stacked up, so I have a harder time figuring out what I want to do. But in order to avoid that this time around, I made this list, and it actually ended up really helping. So I'm doing kind of the same thing right now, because if I am being real, it took me a little while to get here because I was procrastinating and doing a bunch of other stuff. But I made another list of just quick things that I can get done to help me start making some progress for today. And hopefully after that, I will be able to start vacuuming and doing the finishing touches before decorating. So we will see how far we get today. Hopefully I am able to make a lot of good progress despite this late start. But yeah, let's get to work. Also, for reference, this is what we're dealing with. Looks a lot better. Still a lot, but a lot better. Pardon my hair, she's a bit of a mess, but we have made a significant amount of progress. So that stuff right there is all stuff that I'm going to be decorating with, and then the stuff all the way in the back over there, that is all stuff that I'm going to be bringing downstairs. But besides that, I pretty much just have to vacuum, and then it is on to decorating, which is really exciting. I am feeling really pumped right now because I overcame my slump of feeling stuck, and this is typically my favorite part. So I will see you after I am done vacuuming. Alright, it's time to go through all of my decorations and see what I want to put up here and what I need to take downstairs. Man, this is so exciting. I forgot that this used to be my snack bin in college because we used it to transport things when I moved, and it totally still has a bunch of stuff. I may have a problem. I used to go through bags of these like crazy. It is not a good thing that I rediscovered this. This is my final project for my scene tech class. Well, half of it at least. And we had to paint a bunch of different textures and things to make them look 3D, like a set for a musical or a play. And this was mine. I also built this little mini flat with all of the wood. Had to measure it and staple it together, glue it together. I'm pretty proud of it. I had one of the better ones in my class, but I was also one of the only kids who knew how to do art, so. Oh. Say hi. We're kind of, okay. Artworks that we did, what was it, junior year of art class? They were called artist trading cards, and we got a prompt and we had to make art based off of that prompt. I think this one's my favorite. It's my childhood backyard. This is one of my AP portfolio pieces. It's inspired by my different bedrooms / some elements of a dream bedroom from when I was a kid. Even in my drawings, I decorate the walls a lot. So my best friend called and I finished emptying this out and going through it during our call, but I am going to start putting everything up and taking the stuff down that I don't want. And this is what it all looks like right now. I think that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. It's getting real late. Hey! So it's been a few days since I last checked in. I didn't get to do very much yesterday besides like spend an hour just working on putting stuff up, but I've kind of run into a problem because the tape isn't wanting to hold a lot of things up on my walls, and so I've been having to use pins, but those pins don't want to puncture the wall unless I use a hammer. So it's been a little bit tricky, and I had to make sure I wasn't being rude to my neighbors. I have been making some slow but sure progress, but today I should be hopefully getting a lot more done and even finishing up decorating. So we will see. You can probably see a little bit of some peaks of some progress, but I am going to save most of the reveal for later. But yeah, I will see you when I'm done. finished my room. Are you ready to see it? And look at how clean the floor is now. I absolutely love how it turned out. Oh my gosh, all the decorations everywhere. It feels so much more me, so much cleaner. Everything's organized. I can see the floor. This is lovely. I'm so proud of myself. This just feels like such a weight off of my shoulders, you know? Well, we made it. My room is clean. Honestly, I wasn't sure I was going to see that day before I went back to school, but it feels really encouraging that I did this. Like, I can do this, and I can do it well, especially since this is something that I've struggled with for such a long time. It feels really good to have finally overcome this, and hopefully I will be able to keep this up in the future. I actually plan on doing some check-ins to keep myself accountable and make sure that I am keeping up with this habit, especially going into college. You will be seeing that with my dorm room as well. But for now, I am just excited that I got my room done, and be expecting a room tour soon because, as you can see, I have a lot I can talk about. But yeah, I hope that this video was able to inspire you to potentially get something done in your life, whether or not it was cleaning your room or just a chore you've been putting off. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Bea Gets Better. I don't know if you can hear that, but my brother and his friend are watching Pitch Perfect downstairs. Whee! Turns it to gold. Standing on my dresser right now. My magic, magic, magic. Hello? Hello? What's up? Hey. I got the magic in me. You were hanging from my fan, if you didn't know. It was a really entertaining angle to look at. Alright.